Oh my gosh, hello everyone. Welcome to Piccadilly Stampin'. I'm Pamela Pick. So I just kind of want to get into it today, but I do want to remind you to go ahead and subscribe by clicking that little red bell. That will give you an update anytime I upload a video. All right, so today we're going to be working with some online exclusives. So this is currently on our online exclusive store. It's called the Detailed Succulents. I love succulents, my favorite plant to grow in the house because it's about the only thing I can keep alive, I'll be honest. But I'm also going to be using the Tags of Thanks stamp set that will be coming out next month. So this one's not quite available yet. We've got until Friday this week, and then things will flip over. But right now, it's all online exclusives, and we're using the Detailed Succulent to make our own DSP. So if you're new and you don't know what DSP is, it's what we call designer series paper or pattern paper. So let's get started right there. I have a piece of scrap basic white, and actually I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this paper this direction, and I am going with Crumb Cake, Soft Seafoam, Lost Lagoon, and Pretty Peacock as my color palette today. So this should be kind of fun. Let's start with Soft Succulent. It is a lighter green like succulents, or wait, Soft Seafoam. Sorry, not Soft Succulent. And let's kind of this bigger, let me pull this back in, this bigger image that's kind of full. And I want you to notice that there's some scratches in this, and there's some, it's supposed to look like that. So when you stamp it down, it's not a defect or a flaw. That's how the stamp is actually made. So the one that is colored in the most is where I'm going to be starting here. And let's just stamp these down. Let's see, I'll do kind of a bigger one here down at the bottom. And then maybe I'll do kind of one half on, half off. I want this side a little more covered. There we go. Maybe like that on this side. Okay, perfect. So see, these little areas are supposed to be there. That is actually built into that stamp for that particular look. Now, while I've got the Soft Seafoam, here we go. There's another one that's a smaller image. So while I've got the Soft Seafoam open, I'm going to go ahead and use that image too. And let's just do maybe one right there. And it has the same thing. It has some of those areas that are missing. Don't be alarmed by it. Okay, let's put that Soft Seafoam up for now. Then let's go to the Pretty Peacock. Let's just go right in here. And let's take the Pretty Peacock and let's saturate this stamp down very well. There we go. Are you guys having a good Monday? I had kind of an interesting Monday. It has to do with my dog, but I just keep getting this all over myself. Okay, so let's try not to get our project. And so I'm kind of working a little bit later than normal. So I'm going to give this a good press and let that image. Now I've overlayered that over my Soft Seafoam images. Isn't that just gorgeous? It's just gorgeous. So there is a smaller image, and well, I guess I can clean it off. I was going to, you know what? I'm going to come back to that because I'm going to go into the Lost Lagoon. I should have started there next. So we'll go to the Lost Lagoon and I'll come back to that. So then the last image is the Lost Lagoon. And I'm going to ink this up real well. And then let's go here and let's kind of overlap on that. Give that a good press. And I think I'm going to go right into, I shouldn't have inked that up. I think I'll go right back into this one and give that a good ink. And then I may do like a little bit there. And then I'm going to turn this stamp and I'll do a little bit there. Okay, so I've got those kind of spaced out pretty evenly. Now, back to the Pretty Peacock. Now, since I just had this image in the Lost Lagoon, and it is in the same color family as the Pretty Peacock, but the Pretty Peacock is a darker color, don't worry about having to clean your stamp. You can just go right into your ink pad. It's not going to affect the color. It's the same color family. And then you can go and press in. And I think I'll do just a little overlap there so I get some of that Pretty Peacock down below. Now, you know what? I put those colors away, and let me stop for just 1 second. Let me grab another piece of DSP, and let's do a little bit on here too. So while I've got that Pretty Peacock out, actually, I think I like to layer it a bit. So I think what I'm going to do is go back with the soft seafoam, and with that smaller image, and I'm just going to put maybe one right there, and I'll put one there. Just make it up as you go, right? That's how you have some fun with it. And then I'm going to go right into the Pretty Peacock, and I'm going to use this larger image, and I'm going to stamp on and off there. And then I'm going to flip this around, and I think I want to use a different area of, yeah, I think I'll use this area. And let's go kind of right over where we were at. And then let's grab, I'm gonna take this image. Now this one, because the last time I used it, it was in the Pretty Peacock, I am gonna go ahead and clean it off because I'm gonna go back into the Lost Lagoon with this one. Make it up as you go, right? So ink it up and stamp it down. Okay, let's do the same thing here. Ink it up and stamp it down. Oh, so pretty. All right, so now I can put this one up. I was getting a little carried away. I am going to clear that off. Now I have a crumb cake here, and the fun thing about these stamp sets, I love our sets. It has these little dots that you can use just for a little bit of extra. So on here, I'm going to come in here and maybe, and it's okay if it overlaps some of what you're doing. And I think I'm going to turn this one like that. And maybe I'll do there. And we'll do there. And how about here? Okay, pretty decent. Let's set that aside. Let's bring our original one back in, and let's do the same thing. So let's just, no rhyme or reason, just kind of throwing it in, kind of filling in white space. If it overlaps, it overlaps. I'm not worried about that. Turn that block. I think it gives kind of a neat little effect on your images, right? Look at that. So pretty. Okay. Now let's put the crumb cake away. And let's stick that aside. We got a lot of Stampin' this time. So I have a piece of soft seafoam here, and I'm going to bring the Pretty Peacock back, and let's do, you made my whole day. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over and stamp that down. Perfect. And then coming in with the Labeled with Love punch, I'm going to punch that out. Okay, set that aside. And then I need to bring this one back in because I want to have it say thank you. So what I said is, you made my whole day. And then on the inside here, this will be the inside of the card, we're going to have a thank you. Thank you. Love that. Okay, so let's put it together. This is such a simple card, and it's so effective. So I do have a piece of Pretty Peacock here, and I'm going to cut this about 3 inches. And don't worry about my measurements or anything, because it'll all be listed on Friday's email this week. So if you're watching me, sign up for my email. I'll leave a description. In the description below, I'll have a link. So let's just adhere these together with that nice little border. And this gives about a 1/4 inch difference, so that you have a good little border on here. And the liquid glue gives you just a minute to kind of put it in place. So what I have is a Lost Lagoon card base. And what I'm going to do is just adhere this onto the inside of the card base. So you have a place to write your thank you message. This would be so much fun if you were doing this like in production, because it's just fun to do the stamping. You can have a very simple card that looks absolutely fantastic just by doing layered stamping like this. I love it. Think it's so stinking cute. Love that. Okay, then you could center it. I want mine just a little off center. I love them when they're just not exactly centered. I know I have that image pretty centered, but let's just take this and let's leave a smaller distance there than there is on the right side. So, and you can determine where you want this. Maybe I want it this way, and then I could have that up there, or if I do it this way. I mean, it just depends on where you want to stick your sentiment. I could have it here. That's kind of neat. I think I'll do that for a little bit of difference. Okay. This gives you kind of a little creative play on things, and I love that. I love this color combination. Oh. All right, so we've got that. Now you have your, label, and I'm thinking I want this one down below. Now on the last one that I stamped, I had it up here, but I'm thinking I really like that. So here's what I want to do. I like to use seal when I'm attaching any kind of ribbon. And if you don't like to do bows, this is the perfect way to get a little bit of ribbon. I want a little sparkle and shimmer in this, so I'm going to use the gold and silver 1/8 inch trim combo pack, but I'm just going to use it for the gold. And I like to do these little swooshy swoosh. So you just kind of have your fibers showing like this, and you put a little to do there and a little to do there, and then that's it. Cut it down right on the roll. Then you can take a couple of dimensionals. Ooh, that's all I got on this one is a couple dimensionals. Now, when I do something like this, I usually try to do it so that it's off of the ribbon, because dimensionals don't necessarily always stick so well to ribbon. So let me get my little trash to collect these. There we go. And then I'll take this here. And then I have some adhesive backed heart sequins. They're flat. They mail flat. This is a great card because it mails so super flat. So let me pull this out here and grab my take your pick tool. And I think I'm going to go with the large heart. And I think I'll just do 2 up here. It won't detract from the focal point, because really we want that paper to be the focal point anywhere. We went through all that stamping, but it will add just a little shimmer up top. So there you have it. It is an easy card. Very, very easy. Anybody can do this. If you can go like this, you can ink and stamp. It's so easy. Wouldn't you just love to get a thank you card like this? Now let me show you the other one. because I have that right here. So here, this one, I felt like that area I wanted to hide. And I still did those right up at the top. But I think that's so cute, and it just works so well to get your image shown and have some fun with the inking and the stamping. I love it. So this one should be about the same. Yeah, a little different. But each one will come out a little different. But if you were doing these for like to have on hand, whether it be sympathy or birthday or whatever, these were thank yous. You could just have the paper cut and you could just stamp one color. Say you're doing 8 or 10 of them at a time so that you'd have them on hand. Stamp all your things, punch them all out. I mean, perfect. Easy to go. So if you liked this video, I hope that you will stick around. I'm doing 3 cards that are just as fun as this with DSP on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Definitely click that subscribe button so that you get notice. I have a link to my online store. That'll be in the description box down below here on this video. And it'll also have a description to sign up for my emails. Now, my emails are going to give you this video that you're watching right now, photographs of the projects, dimensions that I used in the products, and a list of supplies that I used in the products. In the list of supplies in the email. That's what I meant to say. So you can get all that just by subscribing to this channel and subscribe to my email. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and have a great week. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.